between Lord Shiva and Parvati. So, just to make things complicated, there's 3 different Shivas. Did anyone know that? Because I just thought I'd look it up this morning and lo and behold, there's 3 different Shivas. You did? Yeah. So there's the Shiva in the Vaikuntha sky, and Sada Shiva, he exists in Vaikuntha Loka, and he's no different from Advaita Acharya. So when you read about Lord Chaitanya with his associates, then Advaita Acharya is none other than the Sada Shiva that exists in the Vaikuntha Loka. Vishnu Tattva Sada Shiva. He's the material cause of the world, Mahavishnu being the efficient cause. This form, Vishnu Tattva Sadashiva, is the same as Mahavishnu. This Sadashiva is mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the Adi Leela, chapter 6, text 79, and also is mentioned in the Vayu Purana. He has 93% of the qualities of Krishna and is nearly similar to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there's another Shiva, and so the Shiva Tattva, or known as Shambhu, also known as Sadashiva, and he's an expansion of the Vishnu Tattva Sadashiva, and he resides with his consort Mahamayadevi in Maheshtar, spiritual Kailash, and that is situated slightly lower than Vaikuntha, but outside of the material world. Is that getting clearer, or is that getting more complicated? It's maybe a little bit technical. But for those that have been around for a while, it's probably easy to. And then there's the third Lord Shiva, who's an expansion again. And this is the popular Lord Shiva. And he has 11 Rudras, so 1 Shiva and 11 Rudras. And they're expansions of Shiva, and he has a place in the material world that's destroyed at the time of annihilation. That one isn't permanent. So Srila Prabhupada explains, Rudra is an expansion of Sadashiva. He appears in unlimited universes, is also a Guna avatar, and is the ornament of all the demigods in the endless universes. Prabhupada explains that the 11 Rudras are actually Kapat, Abhibradna, Virupaksha, Radhata, Hara, Bahurupa, Deva Rashta, Trayambaka, Savitra, Jayanta, Pinaki, and Aparajita. Besides these expansions, there are 8 forms of Rudra called earth, water, fire, air, sky, sun, moon, and Somagachi. Generally, all these Rudras have 5 faces, 3 eyes, and 10 arms. Sometimes it is found that Rudra is compared to Brahma and considered a living entity, but when Rudra is explained to be a partial expansion of the Supreme Personality of God, he is compared to Shesha. Lord Shiva is there simultaneously an expansion of Lord Vishnu, and in his capacity for annihilating creation, one of the living entities. Everybody still with me? Okay, so I'm going to leave it at actually. So Lord Shiva has lost all interest in the material goals. He's the supreme power in opulence and in varieties. He's not interested in supreme power in opulence or in varieties of sense pleasure. Eating Dushtura seeds and alka leaves decorated with a garland of skulls and his naked body smeared with ashes, Shiva lacks in the terrorists like myself who are addicted to sense pleasure. So this is from Brihad Bhagavatamrita by Srila Sanatana Goswami. Wearing matted locks with disheveled hair and eager to conceal his actual nature, he staggers about like a madman. On his head he happily carries the Ganges, which has washed the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. When he dances, he destroys the universe. Lord Krishna is so kind to him that not only does he have the power to grant the most powerful liberation to demigods like myself, but even his wife has that power. All the residents of Shiva Loka are liberated souls. By Shiva's mercy, how many of them are not only liberated, but are now pure devotees of Lord Krishna?
Sorry, can you
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I'll
Slowly. When I get excited, I speak.
It's very interesting, but I can't catch you.
Well, the gist of that was basically that it's very inconceivable. But there's a book called Brihad Bhagavatam by Sanatana Goswami, and he tells the story of Gopakumar traveling through all the different layers of the universe, and then he goes through Kailash, Ayodhya, Vaikuntha, Ayodhya, and eventually he goes to Goloka. So we see that there's a hierarchy of living entities. So we're being offered Goloka, which is right at the very top. If you see this picture in the corner of the temple room here, so you'll see there's Mahavishnu lying down in the causal ocean, and the bubbles are the universes that are emanating from the pores of the skin. And those rays of light are coming from the spiritual sky, and those rays of light are souls that have left the spiritual world to come into the material world. And so many of them are coming, it's like rays, continually souls are leaving. And as continually as souls are leaving, souls are also going back. Souls have had enough of the material world. They're going past and saying, don't go there, it's a terrible place. And so Goloka is right in the middle. And around Goloka, you'll see there's also other planets, and they're called Vaikuntha Lokas. And that's where, in Vaikuntha Loka, they have a more kind of formal relationship with God. They understand that Narayana is God, and they worship him as such. But in Goloka, nobody knows that Krishna is God. They're just playing around with him and wrestling with him, and sometimes having arguments with him, sometimes saying rude things to Krishna. And sometimes a demigod comes down, when Krishna comes to the material world, he comes down and he's doing some pastime, and Lord Brahma, or one of the demigods, they make a big mistake, and they go and shooing all the coward boys out the way. They're going to make some prayers, and the coward boys are just looking and thinking, when's Krishna start messing around so we can get on with our football match? And Krishna's thinking the same thing. He's thinking, I want to get rid of these demigods so I can get back to just being one of the boys, one of the cowboy boys. So wearing matted locks, Lord Krishna is so kind to him, and the rest of Shiva Loka are liberated souls. To consider Shiva different from Lord Krishna is a great offense. The Supreme Personality of Godhead may forgive offenses committed to him, but he does not forgive those committed against Shiva. Sorry. Shiva. So be very careful not to say something offensive or think something offensive about Lord Shiva. Understand that he is an expansion of Krishna. It may also be noted in the context of these words that the Lord Shiva is not the same as the demigod Shiva of the three Guna avatars. In the Shiva scriptures, it is clearly said that Lord Sadashiva is an expansion of the Purusha avatar, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 89, the Constitual of all scriptures, the question, who is the most exalted of the three Guna avatars, is raised. In the answer given there, it is clear that the Guna avatar, Shiva, is not an expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the Purusha avatar. So there's a distinction between them. So Guna avatar Lord Shiva is different from this Sada Shiva. Srimad Bhagavatam describes this Guna avatar Shiva only. So there is a conversation, and the devotees are asking, why is it that the devotees of Shiva are very opulent, and the devotees of Krishna are very poor? Generally, you'll get the odd one that's rich, but most of us are getting 2 for 3 in Tesco. 3 to 2. So why is that? Why is it? I mean, Krishna is more powerful, more opulent. He's the source of everything. He's the source of Lord Shiva. Why do the devotees of Krishna find themselves generally in a near poverty-stricken condition? And the devotees of Shiva are very opulent. Why do you think that is? Any answers for that one? And then he almost has the answer to this. Why do the devotees of Shiva have more opulence?
Because he's Ashutosh, he plays very quickly.
Ashutosh, yeah. Easily pleased
Very easy.
and usually upset as well, isn't he? So he gets benedictions quite easily, yeah.
Upset, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, he gets upset very easily, yeah. So you have to be careful with Lord Shiva. And also, my wife was telling me that the way Krishna deals with the living entities is he's aware, he deals with the living entities in the present, knowing what the future is going to be like. Whereas generally, that's not the case. Generally, the demigods are reciprocating with you now without thinking of what's going to happen in the future. So Krishna does, he thinks, if I give him this benediction and he gets this really fast motorbike, he'll be whizzing around this Mahengo, he'll knock Mr. Stinton's over outside number 11, and then he'll fly over the fence head first, and that won't be good for him. So instead, we'll just give him a bicycle with a rusty wheel, so it can't go very fast, and then everyone's okay. So that's the way Krishna deals with the living entity. And so sometimes people like demigod worship because they can do some puja, and then they can immediately get the special benediction, whatever it is they want. So they prefer that. So the demigods give what you want and not what you need. And Krishna ignores what you're asking for, but he gives you what you need. And sometimes that can be an acquired taste. And there was a man actually, he was doing puja to Krishna every day, and Krishna didn't fulfill his benedictions. Every day he was doing the puja, big house, big car, big wife. Every day puja, big house, big car, big wife, puja, big house. Many years went past, no big house, no big car, and only a little wife. So he said to he got very upset, he said to the deity, I'm not doing any more puja to you. I'm going to worship Lord Shiva instead. And I'm so annoyed with you, I'm going to put beeswax up your nose so that when I light the incense, you can't even smell it. So he did that, put the beeswax up the deity's nose, and he went to sleep that night, and he had a dream, and in the dream the deity spoke to him. He said, okay, what is it you want? You want a big house, big car, we'll make your wife bigger? Is that what you? And he said, I've been doing for years and years, and you've been ignoring me, and suddenly you've given me everything back. Why is that? And the deity said, well, you've been worshipping me for years and years and years, but yesterday was the first time you treated me like a person. Anyway, so Krishna, yeah, he is very personal, and he knows what is best for us. So that's why better to just have that faith and accept that whatever you have is Krishna's special mercy, and that's just what you need, and then everything will be fine. So demigods like Brahma and Shiva, they're in control of the material energy. So I'll just move on now to the actual significance of Shiva. Actually, every lunar month, on the 13th or 14th day of the dark half of the moon phase, there is a Mahasivaratri. But in the Vedic month of Falgun, February, March, there is a Mahasivaratri. So that's what it is today, Mahasivaratri. The ceremony takes place mainly at night, which is observed in the honor of Lord Shiva, who is married to Parvati, Mother Durga, on this day. Devotees of Lord Shiva generally observe a strict fast on this day and go to the extent of a near-jal fast where they do not even have a sip of water. They stay awake the entire night. The Shiva Lingam is worshipped throughout the night by washing it every 3 hours with milk, yogurt, ghee, honey, and so forth, whilst chanting of the mantra, Om Namah Shivaya. And they offer bay leaves to the lingam. Bay leaves are very sacred. They're like Tulsi to Vishnu and Dar to Mother Durga. Anyone know what Dar is? D-H-A-R. Dar. Dar. Yes, D-H-A-R. Dar. Anyway, it's something which is very pleasing to Mother Parvati. Many different hymns glorifying Lord Shiva's son with intense fervor and devotion. Aspirants who utter the names perform the Pancharatchika mantra. They offer that mantra, Om Namo Shivaya. He who utters the names of Lord Shiva during Shivatri with perfect devotion and concentration, and very slowly, is free from all sins that he or she have committed. He, she reaches the abode of Lord Shiva and resides very happily there. And there's a note here, this is a footnote. The Vaishnavas, however, worship Lord Shiva on this day in order to receive his blessings and become a better devotee of Lord Krishna, Vishnu, and not to attain residence in the abode of Shiva. So the significance is Shiva is called Kshatrapal. Anyone know what Kshatrapal is? Kshatrapal.
One is the,
God, the protector, yeah. He protects the holy. So before you can go into the spiritual world, you have to be right with Shiva. And he also is in charge of the rasa dance. You see Krishna here dancing with these gopis in the full moon at night in autumn. So that's the rasa dance. You can only enter the rasa dance if you get the okay of Lord Shiva. So devotees are careful not to offend Lord Shiva and to be on the good side of him. And then instead of giving us thorough benedictions, he makes us good devotees of Krishna. Just like the gopis were worshipping Mother Durga, and they were doing a special fast where they only ate once a day, but they were doing it for the benediction of yeah, they wanted Krishna as their husband. So that kind of puja is okay. You can do that. And because Lord Shiva is Asatosh, then he's very pleased actually when the devotees of Krishna are approaching him for help to become better devotees of Krishna, to allow them to enter into the Vaikuntha Dham, Goloka Dham, and he's more than happy to help them do that, to assist them to do that. So when creation was completed, Lord Shiva and Parvati Mata went to live on top of Mount Kailash. Parvati asked, "O adorable Lord, which of the many rituals observed in your honor pleases you the most?" And Lord Shiva replied, "The 14th night of the new moon in the dark fortnight during the month of Falgun is my favorite day. It is called Mahasivaratri. My devotees live with great joy and happiness by mere fasting and by ceremonial baths and offerings of flour, sweets, and incense." So we can meditate today that this is a day when we can please Lord Shiva and pray to him for help to become good devotees of Krishna. So the devotee observes strict spiritual discipline on this day, and he worships Lord Shiva as has been explained actually. So Parvati was deeply impressed by the words of her husband. She repeated this to her friends, who in turn passed it on to everyone else. Thus the sanctity of Mahasivaratri was broadcast all over the world. The Shivatri fast is aimed at controlling a person's two biggest vices: Rajas, which is the mode of passion, and Tamas, which is the mode of ignorance. In many ashrams around the world, Shivatri is celebrated in the following manner: fasting, chanting Om Namah Shivaya, and meditation on the Lord. Yeah, so that was it. I hope that enlightened you a little bit more about the significance of Lord Shiva. And if you see a picture of Lord Shiva now, or you hear something of Lord Shiva, you can offer that prayer. to become a better devotee of Lord Krishna, Krishna, and not to retain residence in the abode of Shiva. Jai. Shivatri ki.
Jai.
Eskandar ki.
Jai.
Baba ki.
Jai.
Shishi Kavanitai Mahapishashi ki.
Jai.
All of you ki.
Yeah.
So I'm just singing a little bit. Sing some kirtan and then you can take over.
Sure, bro.
Is there anybody scheduled to sing a particular bhajan?
No, don't think so.
No innovation? You like to sing? Then you can sing. Oh, did you? Oh. Okay. I'll be good. You can voice
Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaturmilitam Yena
Krishna Krishna Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Krishna Krishna Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Sarvati Gauravani Vachani Darshan Satunyamani Bhaktadaya
Namaste
Saraswati Devi Gauravani Vachani
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Advaita
Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama
Krishna, Hare Nitai Gauranga, 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 Nitai Gauranga.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Shri Adhoksaja Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Radha Kund Syam Kund Shri Govardhan ki Vrindavan Dham ki Navadip Dham ki Shri Kshetra Jagannath Dham ki Ganga Mai ki Yamuna Mai ki Tulsi Devi ki Bhakti Devi ki Sabha Bhakta Vrinda ki all the Sambar devotees, all the Sambar devotees, all the Sambar devotees, all the
None of this is rehearsed, by the way, if you're wondering.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Any bhajan or kirtan anyone want to say?